Hi guys. Let's see if we're working today. Seems like it. Nearly. Almost. There we are. That's one. Make sure everything's working, because it wasn't yesterday. Looks like everything's working. Hi guys. So I have activated another in-game bit called Overseers, which is sort of a mini game, sort of a mobile type mini game. A little bit similar to Star Trek Online's Duty Officers. And what it is, it looks like, let's see, Overseer. Doesn't have a 60, it looks like. Basically, you've got some NPCs, there are missions available, you send them out on missions, they bring stuff back. And so, I have 4 missions complete and another one running. I sent this NPC off. He matched the Sly trait because he has Sly as an ability. Or a trait, I suppose, focused and Sly. 15% chance for a bonus, 5% chance for a mishap. Got the bonus, so we hit the 15%. We got a level 100 to 109 crafting item. Since I'm only at crafting level 15, can't use it. A level 115 silvered belt, which also I cannot use. Why they let you get these high level items and don't like scale them down to the character, I'm not sure. But they evidently don't. I got an instance lockout reset, a 7-day reuse. So I can reset an instance to go into it, like a dungeon or whatever. That's what I assume it is. Again, we hit the 15% bonus. Another lesser fragment of planar energy. And a character. We'll add this character to our list of characters, and they are fabled and have cunning and sly. I already have one who's got focused and sly. Well, I'll now have 2 that have sly. And a 3rd one here is complete. We hit the bonus again. Crafting goods of level 110 to 119. And an essence of chaos. Used in crafting powerful items. And we have one mission that has 18.5 minutes to go. There is, that's right, it's over here. I want to see what, if anything, the purple quality item I got, the Essence of Chaos, sells for brokerage. A lot. Cheapest is 330 platinum. And I currently have 24 gold. And I think it's 100 gold in platinum. And so the 330 platinum would be 33,000 gold. More than 1,000 times my current net value. Okay. So if that's a thing. Let's head back to Butcherblock Mountains, which inspired my title for today's stream, obviously. I have a thing, I must admit. I am a fan of alliteration. And when I can't come up with anything clever, I'll pretend to come up with something clever. Like alliteration. Now, I looked around and did a quick Google and found a list of the level ranges for various maps that you can go to. Thundering Steps is 20 to 30, but I've run through that a few times and I found it overly spread out and not very interesting. The other is not the Common Lands, Nectalos, and that's sort of a dark and haunted forest. So we'll head back to Butcherblock. It's the one I am the most familiar with. I did level the crafting up from my level. Crafting level was 8. It's now 15, I think. 14. And it took about half an hour. So crafting does not come instantaneously fast. That is, I need to find the stolen tome. And I also need to kill Tide Sylph ritualists. I'm trying to remember where. I think there's a little inlet on the isle on the west side. So that's where I'll swim to. Whee! I go swimming. Swimming in the ocean. Swimming is cool. We are currently level 23. And our AAs. Alternate advancements. So we just added coal not too long ago. That was the last one we added, which is right here. Inflicts big melee damage, decreases the weapon damage of the target. I must be in front of or flanking to use that one. That one. Applies knockdown. And that one I have to be... Oh, that's the one I can only use on orcs because I learned enough of the stuff on orcs. I got all the orc bits, the eyes and spleens, and finally the spine. That's it. You can do that for every race. It's a really heavy hitter. The only race I can use it on currently is orcs because I know how to kill orcs very efficiently. Next up, we're putting points into Enhance Lucky Gambit down here. But I don't see it anywhere here. We're moving to Swashbuckler. We are moving to Swashbuckler, so we've done the base rogue stuff that we're going to be doing, I guess. 100 out of 100. Okay. So we have 100 AAs we have assigned. I'm using just the automatic templating. And having assigned 100 points out of 100 possible to rogue, now moving into Swashbuckler. Start up here. Rogue advancements. Points in Swashbuckler. It says 100 out of 100, but I'm going to be putting points in here. That'll increase the size and effectiveness of Lucky Gambit, so it does more damage. More damage is good. I like more damage. So I hope, whoops. Oh yeah, yep. An angry fish. Stupid, stupid fish. I miss the inlet. I swam right by the inlet that I was heading for because, as I've mentioned in the past, I'm a dope. And here I need to find a stolen tome, which is above and to my right. We've got more aqua goblins. I will get all sneaksy with it. I have discovered Glubsunk Cove. Well, this one's in my way, so let's... more of a fight. Doomp, doomp, doomp. Back into stealth. Aqua Goblin Mystics, Aqua Goblins. There's the book. So we're going to have to kill this whiz, and that'll probably pull the other wizard as well. It did. Okay, let's bring both of them around. One. A fair amount of damage on me. I'm not a fan. Lots of unfriendlies around. I'd have been in trouble. I have found the tome. I just need to return to the Dockmaster. Whee! Splash. We want to avoid the hungry sawtooths, or sawteeth, or whatever. I'm capped on swimming again, 150. And if I can learn how to climb stairs, I'll be a happy man.
Hello?
Were you successful in finding the tome? Yeah, sure it is. Ah, look at it. Nearly half the page has been ripped out. This will never do. I wonder what they... Wonder what the Aqua Goblins were using the pages they ripped out for. I'm not wondering at all, actually. I need to look at the missing pages, the bodies of several Aqua Goblin wizards, including 2 that I just killed that evidently didn't find any pages on, because clearly I wouldn't have to go back and murder them again. Oh dear, I have to go back and murder them again. I was just checking to see if I'm high enough level where I might be able to find higher level weapons to do more damage, but it seems unlikely. I tend to be on 10 level breaks. Correct, or possibly 5 level breaks. And you want to avoid the hungry sawtooth or teeth. Sawtooths? A sharp fin. And edacious. So I don't even know what edacious means. And I know many words. E-D-A-C-I-O-U-S. Edacious. Don't know. Hello, Nick. I'm enjoying it again. I tend to enjoy it for some length of time until I either get bored or something shiny comes along, but that's kind of my way with all games. I am an itinerant. I wander. Occasionally settle down for a week or 2. And then something else will get my attention. Shiny! Off I go. I have no illusions about myself. I know what I'm like. EQ2's got a lot going for it. Always has. Goblin wizard, you gotta go. He had a missing page. Hope he's learned his lesson. Right. Oh, great, they pulled a 3rd. Lucky me. This is not good. This is extremely not a good start for the good guys here. Two down, 1 to go. Jerks. That's what they are. I'm sticking with my description of them. They're jerks. They're little Aqua Goblin jerks. Aqua Goblin Oracle is level 30. They would not only detect me, they would murder me. Great big hurry. With a smile on their face and a song in their heart. So I'm going to, out of the goodness of my heart, I'll give them a pass this time. Because I don't want to die. Pretty much that. Looking for the Aqua Goblin Wizards. I need more of them. I killed 2 of them earlier. The Mystics? No, it's wizards. Let's pop out of our stealth for now, and immediately, of course, I will forget, and I'll wander in on something and it'll attack me. Oh yeah, I wasn't stealthed, so I lose my initial backstabbing abilities, and yeah, that reduces my efficiency by approximately half. We have a wizard, a mystic. Oh, there were 2 mystics I killed earlier, not a wizard. Ugh. And this wizard has got 2 mystics with him, and I assume they're going to want to come and play once I start the festivities off. This one's getting too close. He was going to come in too if I were to start. Pathers. Right, so he's got to be the first step. Tried to do something and I resisted. I guess he's resistible. Alright, I got him taken care of, but he's put something on me, and noxious. I am dotted up, so I can't stealth because I'd come right out. Still, the noxious is gone. Which it is. Alright. We will now kill the wizard. Kill the wizard. Oh, good. Another one. Is he got a path in a bad way, too? If I let him path away, I should be okay. Alright, Wiz. Up. A couple more rocket combos. Gotta go. We gotta go. I may be in trouble here. That would not be good news. I would not be happy about that result. I should be okay. I'm gonna be close though. That was fun. So we have got two of the wizards, gobby wizards, dead. We need respawns. No, there's one out there. I think it was 3. Three pages down. And before he wasn't even going to come path far enough to come to me. Let's go ahead and chop some wood. start collecting some tier 3 materials. I think those are tier 3s. Yeah. Tier 3 materials indeed. Yep. Now I need to find 2 more wizards. I guess I could go to Washington. Basketball joke. Well, they are kind of a basketball joke, I suppose. This whole area is listed as having them, but I know from experience, it's not the case. It's not like they're wandering around. A couple of static spawns of them, and that's about it. Aqua goblins everywhere, but not a whole bunch of wizards. Mystics. Aqua goblins. That's the Oracle, right? Him we want nothing to do with because of what he would do to our various bodily orifices. Can I get that wizard without pulling the Oracle? Well, that is a question. Let's find out. I will get the Mystic. If I get the Oracle, I just go off the rock and start swimming. Got him. Wow, okay. So, I didn't even have time to go over the edge. Let's see the combat numbers on that. So I got hit for 34, and then 25, and then he hit me for 626. And he took another swing, and he hit me for 780. And then I stopped fighting. You think? Yeah, I stopped fighting all right. I was, what's another word for fucking dead? No, I think fucking dead works. I know he was bad news. I didn't realize he was that bad. Well, I can sell this for 58 gold. That's nice. But he doesn't repair. Oh, the mender will no doubt repair. Hi, I would like you to repair all of my shit because my ass got busted up. Not to put too fine a point on it. I got annihilated, would be a good word to describe. I really didn't think I was close enough for him to aggro. Maybe aggro range is larger. The higher level the mob is and the lower level you are in comparison. That seems logical, but I was not aware of that being the case. As you could tell by me being turned into mist. A bright crimson spray of mist. And I was trying to run away. I genuinely was. Perhaps I should have used a ranged weapon? I'll try to keep that in mind if I find myself anywhere near the extraordinary badassness of that particular individual. I also have a cave. I wonder if there's any in the cave. I thought it was an underwater cave that was around here, but no, there's just a cave. Glubsunk Cove. A slain siren. Aqua Goblin Wizard. Aqua Goblin Wizard. A couple of... Well, this will be easier than trying to sneak around and kill them upstairs. I can't get over that tiny little freaking... Ah, that's annoying. Whoever did the geometry on that needs to be severely punished. I've got 2 Goblin Wizards here. 3? No, 2 Goblin Wizards and an Aqua Goblin. Oh boy. Alright, well, should have bought poisons. Alright, we'll see. We'll see if I can manage this. Alright, we got the first one dead. Second one did. Wow, all of a sudden I'm killing things much faster. Perhaps I was upset at the nature of what occurred to me previously. We got them all. We've got all the pages. That went much faster, and I have no idea why. So now we'll sneak back to the south side of the island and take a dive and go swimming. Flesh. I don't need to be stealthed anymore. I can swim open and free. Without worrying about the strictures of an unsympathetic society. I swim with my pants off. I weighted katana. It's not as good as what I'm already using. That's still, it's a katana and therefore cooler. No, dwarven steel round shield. It's dwarven. I'm taking that. Katana's cooler, but this is dwarven steel. What do we want now? I need to speak with Brulton Hiltstill. Hiltstill? Odd name. Where, pray tell, is he? Is he up on top of the cliff? No. Yes, he is. He's up on top of the cliff. I will go to the top of the cliff. One of my least useful skills I've ever achieved is the ability to make hoarse clippity-cloppity sounds. My mouth. Don't try this at home, kids. Unless you want people to really think you gotta get out more. I have reached the Highland Outposts. level, another AA. And another gleaming gem of progress. My lucky gambit got enhanced. My viscerate got enhanced. And my tease got enhanced. I'm going to take a moment to check out these. Okay, that's decreases threat. That doesn't help if the only thing that's fighting them. Let's see. That reduces their melee multiplier. Must be in front or flanking. Okay, that one applies a snare. That is in the wrong place. On a melee hit, this spell may cast interrupt on a target of attack. Triggers about 6 times per minute. Interrupt target. Inflict a little bit of damage. So that's just a buff that I already have on. Right? Daring Advance should be on. It's not on. Huh. I guess it doesn't show up as a spell effect? That's weird. There it is. Okay. But we want to put that amongst our buffs. So a few things need to get moved. Daring Advanced needs to get moved. Combat Arts. Daring Advance. Get moved there. This gets moved over there, and that should now be fine. Good. That one decreases elemental damage. Increases elemental damage done to the target. That's Lunge Reversal. That's another buff that I'm currently already running. Right. So, Lunge Reversal. Yep, that's running. Good. Cheap Shot, that's a stun. Blade Weaver is one I should be running. Another buff, it's running. That not one of the first ones I got. Definitely no. Ooh, Blade Weaver. Hangman's Noose, that's another snare. We have 2 different snares. Hangman's Noose 2. Hangman's Noose 2. We don't need 2. Alright, up here we've got Tease. Damage. Causes threat transfer. And Shadow Slip. Applies lie low on termination, lasts for 12 hours. Grants stealth to the caster, suspends caster's movement. Speed enhancements. Decreases threat priority by 1 position. Applies lie low on termination, lasts for 12 hours. I would have to read up and understand what that one does, I think. Alright, what do they got for me? The Kobold and the Beautiful. Kobold and the Beautiful. Kobold and the Beautiful. Puns. Boy, MMORPGs, they love puns in their titles, don't they? Kinos needs aid. I am to report to Mirar Shar and Sandar Warden for assignment. Presumably in Kinos. It's a level 24 quest. Oh, also I did have, I think, one more of the Overseers. I had probably finished by now. The other one I was running. The Golden Trowel. 10% chance to crit it. 5% chance to have a mishap. I critted it. I've been awarded Advanced Woodworker Studies 11 and another lesser fragment of planar energy. Yeah, I got that and that and that. And that'll go there, and this one will probably just end up selling at level 111. We currently have only one person who's available for running another quest. And they are Cunning and Sly. Let's see what we've got available. That's a 10-hour one for 3 people. Those are 2 people ones. So, blue means a single person. We're looking for Cunning or Sly. None of them have Cunning or Sly. Well, then I will save this for another quest, then. I don't want to run them on a quest where they don't get advantage of their useful traits. The rest of these guys are cooling down from their mission. I have more quests.
Greetings!
Greetings! You need to collect cragplume aviac feathers. You need to slay several kobolds in the area. The Dark Tides quest can wait. That's higher level. And there is more questage. So many quests.
Well met.
Good old quest hubs. And like 3 of them over here. One of these guys is sort of a bounty hunter. You need to kill X many of a certain type of mob. And he wants me to get a level 32. Well, I will accept, and then immediately hide it, so I don't have to track it. Move that one too for now. Oh, that's right, we have multiples over here. So many questy bits.
I greet you.
I greet you. I have whatever it is they're looking for. I brought timber. I guess that one, I harvested one thing, and that was the thing they ended up looking for, and I swear I didn't know it. Feathers. Fetch me more. Fletch me more. Fletch. If you're not aware of it, Fletcher, or fletching. A fletcher is someone who fletches, and fletching is the art of making arrows. The art or craft of making arrows.
Hello.
Hello. This one then must be the one who needs me to kill some batch of critters? No. Okay. Thought one of them did. My memory was that one of them wanted me to kill, like, you know, kill 10 rats or something of the sort. Maybe the Harbinger of War?
Well met.
The warlord would have to be pretty desperate to consider letting scrawny pukes like you into the rank. Beat it, goody goody. Okay. Don't think this will go unremembered, sir. Call me goody goody again. Fathead. Now I'm going to kill a yarp snarl whelp. Feel much better about myself. After having been called a goody goody. Really, who says something like that? Whelps. These are... Remember, if these are kobolds or not. I found a kobold spirit. That answers my question. Yes, they are kobolds. And once I collect these 3, 6, 7 other items off the dead bodies of kobolds, I will then be able to use this skill on kobolds and orcs. That's the advantage you get from collecting all the bits, is you have a special attack you can use on them that hits really freaking hard. Which is good. You know, if you're going to murder, let's face it, I'm a murderer, you want to be an efficient and effective murderer. You know? I seem to be killing things much, much faster than I was like 15 minutes ago. Don't know why. That was not, however, a complaint. I am most assuredly killing things way faster. Clearly, it's just because I'm cooler than I was 15 minutes ago. I'm confused at how much faster I'm killing things. I guess maybe those gnolls down below, the mystics and whelps and whatnot, are just way tougher than these guys. Go old paw. Weird, some of them auto-consume. Others of them you have to manually click on and consume. I don't know what the deal is with that either. There are many things that confuse me in life. Primary amongst them, of course, would be life itself. It is a puzzlement. Another kobold paw. Hello, Yarp Snarl Whelp. And soon, goodbye, Yarp Snarl. 12, they're dying at a prodigious pace. I am a more successfully accomplished murderous bastard than I previously thought. Dump, 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 dump. And another Yarp Snarl Whelp. Hello, hi, how you doing? More to go, and I think that one looks like, he looks like something special. I saved him for last. That was pretty quick, gotta say. I took care of that apace. Quickly. Hi, Brulton.
Hail!
Hail, how you doing? over here. We've got, I need to retrieve a message from a Muckflick runner, and I must slay kobold mystics to locate a luminescent sphere. A Muckluck something. Runner, I think it was. So we'll go ahead and preemptively stealth arena. Yarp Snarl Ravager. Different quest, maybe? I got them all. Lucky me. There's the runner. Well, I'm a little busy right now dealing with these jerks. And he's come running through to taunt me and saying, ah, you're supposed to be killing me. Well, if I just shoot him, whoops. Here he comes. I found a note on his body. Well, that means this one gets lucky. I don't immediately turn around and just kill him. Let's get rid of the legends and lore. We can close that up. We can close up the Frostfang Sea stuff. We'll take the note back then. Yep, I pull him. I guess you can ride. I was going to say, I guess you can ride by fast enough they don't notice, but no, he decided to turn and chase me. See if he makes it all the way. No, he ran into a guard who that was a bad mistake on the kobold part. As the guard. What the fuck? Hail! Hail! I got some keen vambraces. Those are better than what I'm using. I will gladly swap them. What else we got over there? I must slay kobold mystics. Get a luminescent sphere. I don't know. I don't think I've seen any mystics here. I've seen a number of the others. I know there are a lot of mystics down in this area. There were no. Those were aqua goblins. Okay. Not Yarps. Kobolds. Well, they might have been kobolds. I'm not sure. Yarp Snarl Lookout and Ravager. Some kind of quest with them, I guess. Yeah, Lookouts and Ravagers. Okay, well, there we are. Alright. How did you see me, guys? That's all it's a simple question. How did you guys see me? I was stealth. You're not supposed to be able to see me when I'm stealth. I like cheating. I don't want to call you a cheater, because I don't know how you did it exactly, but it smacks cheating. Tuft of Fur and a Tooth. Kobold Fang. So from those two mobs, I got one that auto-consumed to get me down to 3 things left, and the other one I had to do manually. I don't get it. I don't get it. But then, as David Lopan said to Jack Burton in Big Trouble in Little China, you will not put on this earth to get it, Mr. Burton. lookouts and ravagers and a mystic. Okay. So hopefully this mystic will have it, and it won't quite allow me to finish off the lookouts and ravagers. I'll be a ravager short, I think. Sure, killing things much faster. I need one more Ravager. And over there we've got Wandering Essences. Need a Ravager. I would like a Ravager by himself. Probably not going to be able to get that. Lookout, Mystic. Back up. Let's get old Heidi with it. Got a Ravager and a Lookout. Yeah. Maybe it's the Lookouts that can actually see me. I've got a couple of Ravagers. Let's see. Looks like it's the Lookouts are the ones that can actually see through stealth. Alright, there's the couple things to turn in. Let's mount up, right back, turn them in. Because that's what you do in an MMO. Go full-blown murder hobo mode. Good evening, Tetrodotoxin. I don't think I'm ever going to shorten your name because it's so much fun saying Tetrodotoxin. Unless I, like, stumble over it like I just freaking did.
Met.
It's just a fun word to say.
Hello.
And, oh, I guess that was a quest for... that will get me new gloves eventually, but not yet. I want my gloves now! There we are.
Hail to ye!
Hail to ye! Ah, Spalders. I'm not convinced, other than the fact they almost certainly have... Yeah, they have significantly higher. They have significantly higher goodie numbers. In here, I have to gather pure soil. Well, I saw the clickable pure soil earlier. Wouldn't let me gather it. I guess I wasn't pure enough? Impure enough? There's the patch of pure soil. I can stealth mount. Did not know. I thought it was just one. Do I need a bunch? Wow, I got all kinds of quests. Oh, I need to gather more pure soil. I need to gather 5 pure soil, actually. So, yeah. I've gathered a soil. Day's going okay. Pretty much the standard routine. Wake up, eat breakfast / lunch, go over the internet, play some video games. It's a rough life. Somebody's got to do it. Actually, no. Nobody does. Oh, does have to do it. Well, we need to get to this patch of dirt anyway, so... I didn't want to pull him. He'd already gone by, you little jerk. I'm a kobold killer. Evidently, I got the achievement. I'm not sure how many I had to kill for the achievement. I assume all of them? Maybe? I'm a goblin killer. I'm a kobold killer and a goblin killer in short order. Evidently, I'm just a killer. I can't really say I earned it. I got pretty lucky. To my mind, to be able to say you earned your retirement, it's like you had to work for longer and harder than I did. I got lucky. My dad had earned it when he retired. And he retired in his 50s. He worked his ass off. I didn't. I mean, intermittently, yeah, I did. Lump of pure soil. Okay, it's a guy over there.
Hello there.
There's the gloves. And they're better than what I'm already wearing, so I'll wear that. There was always that. I always was a firm believer in the work smarter, not harder. In fact, a former boss who hired me at 2 more jobs told me that one of the things he admired about me was that my default value was lazy, which meant that I got stuff done as quickly and as efficiently as possible. And that I would do everything in my power to avoid work by making things not break. And for an instant, I was like, what? And then I thought, okay, actually, yeah, working as I did in IT, it's sort of like working as a fireman. Sure, when there's a fire, you got to put it out. But the rest of the time, if you'll pardon the phrase, man's got to polish the fire truck. Well, not just innovative solutions, but preemptive solutions. Making sure that shit doesn't break. Making sure you've got all your procedures in place for when it does break. And then when it broke, I would work my ass off. But I would actively try to avoid having to work my ass off. We still got stuff downstairs. What do we need to go down there? Tetrodotoxin. I did it. I did it again. Terratrotter. It's Terratrotter, and I keep saying tetrodotoxin. You are not, as best I can determine, a turtle. No, IT work is making sure your backups are running and that you can recover the data if it's lost. once all of that is in place and working correctly, it's a small matter of a small amount of work done regularly. You don't have to worry about it. You just check and make sure it's still working and that the backups are readable every few months. After that, it doesn't require much in the way of attention. Most of my career I worked at small companies, and so I had to be able to do everything. The only thing in standard IT repertoire that I'm not good at is networking. But everything from the lowest level of phones, from punch downs in the closet, all the way up to configuring phone switches and voicemail systems. Working with everything from supercomputers to desktop computers and everything in between. Macs, Windows, a dozen or more flavors of Unix. Basically, I had to do everything, because if there's only 2 guys in a company of 40 people doing IT, and you've got 4 complete systems running for product development, for testing environments, you've got to be able to do a little bit of everything, and it's all got to run smooth. And when he said that I was constructively lazy, yeah, that's it. You don't want to put out fires, so you make sure nothing can catch fire. I am AFK, sec. My cup runneth under, while I blabbeth over. Mouth runneth over while my cup runneth. And I'm back. Let's see what we can sell. Already got that one. Sell. Advanced armor. I'm not going to be making armor. That's woodworker studies 11. Level 111. Those are the ones I was wearing. Sell those. The dwarven steel round shields. Sell that. Quick swipe is a beast lord ability. Can't use that. Sell that. That's not for sale. Alright. We've cleared out our inventory, and now we need to kill Terra Trotters. That's it, isn't it? Yeah. So when I was working IT, because we didn't use cloud stuff, the cloud sort of existed, but all of our stuff was local. So I basically had to be local. You know, we had our server rooms. But that was in the old days. The days before. Alright. Our first Terra Trotter meat has been acquired. Turtle meat. Well, there's always an issue with things on the cloud, so to speak, and that's you don't control your own data anymore. And that can lead to bad things. People can look at your data, and there have been examples of that. People may not be backing up their data correctly, so your data isn't getting backed up, and if their systems go bad, your data is lost, and there have been examples of that. There are a lot of problems with the cloud. But it's generally cheaper than having an on-premises computer room, computer center. Historically, bosses don't like IT because it's not a profit center. And so for any excuse to get it off their books, they will use. And if it bites them on the ass, well, they've already made their money. Is all the Terra Trotter meat I needed. Let's head back up the ramp. The classes do play significantly differently. Some of them certainly can feel slow, especially at the start. I don't know if I've ever played a paladin. I also don't know how, at least my assumption is that it is at least partially a healing class, and I don't really know how well that would fit for leveling. But then I don't know how much of the leveling in game is done in groups historically as opposed to solo. Because I'm not a person who groups up much, I mostly play solo.
Greetings.
Iron Stalker chain, well that'd be an improvement. What does she want me to kill now? I must place the food near a Yarp Snarl Kobold to get it to eat. That's right, this quest. Yarp Snarl Kobold. That's a Yarp Snarl Whelp. Mount. Perhaps that was not close enough to the Yarp Snarl Whelp. I will pick it up. Try again. Whelp. Evidently, I've aggroed him. How about if I drop it down now? No, he's not interested. Well, if he's not interested, I'm not interested in his survival. Something? Place the food near a Yarp Snarl kobold. Is there a specific kind of kobold that I'm supposed to be placing it down here? Because that one did not get, he did not seem to be interested in. I back away. Place the dish in hopes it takes the meal. Should one of the kobolds do this, I'll have the power of suggestion over the creature. This is Terra Trotter Chuck. It's what this is. Let's try and find something other than a whelp. Perhaps something other than a whelp will work. Yarp Snarl kobold. Just a kobold. I'm going to steal some roots. Well, I'm going to try to steal some roots. Wizard certainly has got, in my experience, which is somewhat limited, has a lot of the heavy-hitting stuff. The illusionist / conjurer, those can be very good as because of their pet, pet classes. You send the pet in, and that keeps the monster's attention. I have a pet, and the kobold under my control. I should see if I can make him attack other kobolds. Indeed, I think I can. One out of two. Let's go for 2 out of 2. Out of 12. Oh, I've got to kill 12 more. Oh, lovely. That's awesome. You can perhaps tell by my tone of voice that I don't actually think that's awesome. Any kill mission where it's more than 8 at the most, that's a big ask. 12 is really starting to push it. All right, how about him? He looks like he wants to come and fight. Some sort of ranged attack. But it's pretty spectacular looking. Don't know if it does much damage, but it's cool looking. does 33 damage, so I'm going to say not a bunch of damage. Me and my pet Yarpsnarl, we are depopulating the local kobold population. You're quite the murder machine combo, me and my pet, Yarpsnarl. Two more. One to go. Come get some. I should head back. Return to Talvray Tizith. Me and my Yarpsnarl. Clippity cloppity clippity cloppity.
Greetings.
Tell me how the experiment is going. Everything seems to have gone as you predicted. An Iron Stalker's chain. Thanks, I guess. Belladonna root. Set this over here and kobold here. We're down to needing a kobold kidney and a kobold heart to finish off the kill a boatload of kobolds quest. Kill a bajillion of them. Not actually kill a bajillion. How are we doing on our overseers? Most people are back. Let's see. We have a 10-hour, 3-person quest. And since I'm going to be playing for another half an hour, so we might as well, send that off. Dexterous, honest, lucky, agile, and sly. Lucky, agile, and sly. We don't want righteous or charming. Sly, agile, and lucky, I think I've got. He's sly. I didn't get a lucky, that's right. I have a sly and an agile. Agile. So we have lucky, honest, and dexterous. Do we have lucky, honest, and dexterous? We have none of those three, right? That is correct. So we'll just take Sergeant Marcus here and throw him in. And in 10 hours, that quest will be done. And we don't have anything that we can get done, presumably before the end of the stream. No, I don't think so. As best I can determine, it's sort of a mini combo. I'm not sure if it plays. Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm not sure if it plays within the group or not. I know you get more effect the further you go in, so you'll see me hitting it for this class. I've got it on my 5 key of the lucky break. I hit that, and then I'll hit the second part. A bunch of things on the hotbar will flash. You hit one of those, and then some other stuff will start to flash. And basically, the way I understand it is the further you can go into the combo, the more the last one you hit, more effect you're going to get. So the more a damaging skill is going to do damage or an extra effect. Yeah, it's sort of, if you've ever played Lord of the Rings online, it's like a miniature group fellowship maneuver, which basically had something like that, that there were 4 different commands each player could give, and depending on the combination of things they did, you got a different group effect being applied to the mob. So in this case, it has something similar. Yeah, that was one of the cool things about it that sort of fell on the wayside over the years. That these combo maneuvers, they had, you know, a group of, I think it was 4. Might have been more. Might have been as many as 6. I can't remember. But you could do the combo. For instance, they would, when the opportunity started, you'd get this little diamond shape with 4 little buttons in it: red, green, blue, and yellow. And if everyone did the same effect, for instance, red, if everyone did red, you'd get a big damage hit on it. But if everyone did like green, I think, everyone would get a big heal. And so or you could go like around the diamond, you know, red, green, yellow, blue, red, green. And that would give you a different effect. So it had all of these different sort of combinations you could use. You could call out in chat, or more likely, because we didn't really have voice chat for most of the time, for a good part of it we did, you'd call out the combos, and the people would hit the combos in the right order to get the desired effect. It was a very cool system. They kind of let it go by the wayside, sadly. Dexterous and focused. Do I have one who's focused? I do have one who's focused. Actually, let's remove that. Dexterous and focused. Persuasive, strong, tough, and lucky. Okay, so I have a strong. Right now what we have open is we have strong and focused and sly. So I would like to see something, if I can, with both of those. Strong, focused, and sly. Or we can go with any of these if we can just get strong. Get a focused or sly. Anywhere here. Focused or sly. Focused or sly. No. So, I'll go for this one, because she's focused. And we'll put him in as well. Oh, no, we don't want him, because that actually has a negative for strong, and he's strong. So this one has a positive for strong and doesn't have a negative, so we'll go with those two. And I've sent off all my NPCs on their missions. Yeah, I thought it was a cool system, but it's similar in Guild Wars 2. A lot of people, I would say most players, have no idea about the field and finisher, combo field and combo finisher system in Guild Wars 2. If you're not familiar with that, certain abilities will create a field, which can be like a ring or a filled-in circle, or a line, like, say, a line of fire, a wall of fire. And there are other attacks that are called finishers, or skills that are finishers. And if you do a finish through a field, it produces an effect. So, for instance, if someone puts up a wall of fire and a guy with a projectile finisher shoots an arrow through it, that arrow catches fire, and when it hits the creature, it'll do the damage it would do normally and do a small fire damage over time effect. So that's similar to sort of miniature fellowship maneuvers, or the heroic opportunities here. The sort of small scale combos. Okay, where are we going next? Where are we going next? Right here. All the way back here, we've got what? bears, the #1 threat in Butcherblock. I need to slay several slate paw bears. 10 of them. I need to slay 10 bears. Pick up some tier 3 crafting goods. Or at least skill up, because my gathering is at 24 out of 120. I'm skilling up. Not getting much. Feels a little strange to be getting boiled pelts out of a hole in the ground, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. Gathering is up to 45 out of 120. I deserve more than one for that last. I got 13 of the material in the belladonna root out. Let's kill another. I have now killed 2 bears. There's a whole lot of gatherables here, so what I'll do is I'll do a gatherable. Gather 3 times successfully out of a node. Every node you can gather successfully 3 times out. You'll get a different amount each time if you when you succeed. So another thing. Wow, I'm going bonzo on picking out the belladonna roots. I guess they can't smell me. Mountainous ore. One thing that's nice, you can gather all of the harvestable materials for crafting. You don't have to specialize, you don't have to have special tools. It's been a while since I played ESO. My primary memory of crafting in ESO is you kind of want to subscribe so you get access to the crafting bag to keep everything. Stop coming, you evil, nasty. It's a great feature, but it is definitely the primary reason that a lot of people feel you have to kind of subscribe to ESO. But then Star Wars The Old Republic, realistically, if you're really going to be playing seriously, you kind of have to subscribe to that too. I do wish more of, yeah, I do wish more games would step away from the standard requirement for subscribing and offer some other alternatives. Less than $15 a month. Different feature sets. Yeah, a maintenance subscription that allows you to play for a certain number of days or hours every month and keep all of your stuff going. There's some kind of options. Yeah, I just wish for the companies that do sort of a 50-50 job where they kind of, if you really, really want to play the game, you have to subscribe. I wish they would come up with some creative options for some sort of middle ground. As an example for the middle ground, Neverwinter. Not Neverwinter Nights, but Neverwinter, the Cryptic Studios game. If you subscribe, every day you log in, and it gives you a reason to log in every day, you get a key for opening the lock boxes. You know, the gotcha boxes. And to my mind, that's the sort of, you're getting an additional perk that has a real use and value. Because, I mean, if you want, you can pay money just for the keys. So giving you a key every day, in addition to the regular perks you get for subscribing, I think is a very creative addition to the why should I pay you the money equation that people go through in their heads. You make the game free to play, well, why should I pay? And in this case, in addition to the regular benefits, you get a more tangible one. You get a key every day. You use to open a lockbox. Now, regardless of what you think of lockboxes, and I understand why most people hate them, there's a reason companies have them. A friend of mine was working at Cryptic. At the time, I don't think they had, they didn't have, Neverwinter hadn't come out yet. So their games at that time is they had made City of Heroes, which they had spun off into a separate studio. And they made Champions Online and Star Trek Online. And when in Star Trek Online, they brought in their first lockbox. In 2 days, that first lockbox brought in enough money from key purchases as much as they had made in the previous year. That's why they have lockboxes. It's as simple as that, especially in a free-to-play game. Revenue. And the amount of revenue they can get from it is startling. But that's the reason they're inescapable. Because they work. They might not work for you or me, but in general they work. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the kind of thing that obviously is going to lead to enormous consequences for every game that they bring out. Those kinds of numbers. A similar thing happened with when Turbine. Dungeons and Dragons Online, one of the biggest IPs around, but it wasn't a successful game at the time. And so they changed it to free-to-play, and they were the first major company, Western company, I should say, to try a free-to-play, and everyone laughed. All of the industry wags laughed. Everyone said, dead game. And they saw their earnings go right through the fucking roof by going free-to-play. Immediately, I knew, well, there's no way they're not going to do the exact same thing with Lord of the Rings Online. They got huge revenue uptick when they went free to play, they will be going free to play. There is no doubt about it. They would be wise, I thought at the time, to make sure that it is a long-term uptick, that it's not short-term. But they made the changes to Lord of the Rings Online, and Lord of the Rings Online went free to play, and they announced the exact same thing had happened, that their revenues skyrocketed. But the exact same thing happened that happened to DDO. It didn't last. And so I can't speak to DDO, but I can speak to Lord of the Rings Online, and that has seen an increase over time, vast in magnitude, of the amount of commerce-driven design, where the game has become driven. You know, originally when they announced the free-to-play, they said they'd never sell power, they'd never sell gear, and of course they do both of those things now. Ooh, am I about to level?
Salutation.
I am. And I have leveled. Boop, boop. Boop. I got a new ability. It's escape. Teleport caster and caster's group within the zone. Well, I want to move it from there, I think. Escape. Well, let's put it there. And clear that. Sparkling mineral. Now, so in the case of Latro, at least, my fear was well-founded, as it became a perfect example of commerce-driven design. Sadly. Over here, I need wandering essences. Stock components. Collect dust from several wisps. Do stun me or something? Jerk. That's 1 out of 10 wisps. God damn it, I moved away from that thing several steps so that it wouldn't aggro, and it's still freaking aggro. I even went at it, and it didn't listen. Why don't they listen when I go, It's like they weren't even paying attention. Unfortunately, I think free-to-play has become a pox upon MMO gaming. Not because of the companies, but because of the players. The players expect MMOs now to be free-to-play. And so they kind of almost have to be designed that way. if not free to play, prepared for when they have to go free to play. And the number of posts you'll see on Reddit and the like, people complaining about implementations of free to play. It's like, we wouldn't have this problem if everyone was willing to pay subscriptions for games, or even pay for games. But everyone seems to want them free. I understand those who want to try a game. The number of people who want the entirety of the game for free. You know, as you said earlier, you're not shy about, if you're enjoying a game, giving them some money. There are a lot of people who are. They want the access to the whole thing to be free and never have to ever pay anything. Sad to say. And that's why so many games these days, really sad to say, are driven by whales. The people who are willing to pay, not just willing to pay, but willing to pay a lot to play. There was, at the Game Developers Conference about 10 years ago, there was a guy named Jared Psygoda, Psygoda, who did a speech, a presentation on chasing whales in Chinese mobile gaming. And it is extraordinarily illuminating, not just about the differences between the Chinese gaming culture, especially the Chinese mobile gaming culture, and US or Western gaming culture. But it also gives you a lot of insight into where parts of the gaming culture, the unhealthy parts of the gaming culture, are parallel. The same things that we see in free-to-play gaming too often in the West have the same roots in China. Yep, and that is an entirely rational point of view to take. You know, most people don't have the time that they used to have, that a lot of other people have, and so they want to be able to play the game at some sort of, you know, reasonable power level. And if they've got the money and don't have the time, to some degree at least, you can certainly make a good argument that the game should allow for that. And I would say I mostly support that as a proposition, but it should not ever be like, the best stuff should always have to be earned. And I have no problem saying that as, you know, a guy who played in WoW. Now basically you can get your hands on anything, any kind of cosmetic or anything with different colors, ooh-ah, if you're willing to pay. Or you're willing to, you know, do looking for raids. You know, some stuff should be really, really hard to get. There was a lot of cool gear that I could never get in vanilla WoW, and I would be able to. There was status in having certain items, and it was earned status, and I'm fine with that. I'm a big supporter of that. I myself have seldom had any of the sort of status items. I was fine with that. I would do something like, in a game like this, if I could, well, I don't think I would use real money currency. I would use in-game currency to buy, you know, a better weapon, say. I don't think I would pay real money currency for power. I'm trying to think if I ever have. I don't think so. But then there's also the case of games like EVE Online, Guild Wars 2, where there is, it has real money in. It is a real money in economy, where like in EVE Online, you can purchase a month worth of subscription and sell it for in-game currency. Same thing you can do in WoW. In Guild Wars 2, you can buy the real money currency gems and sell those for in-game currency gold. So that kind of blurs the lines, where real money goes in but not out in different forms. And how much of that is being used to buy power? I mean, theoretically in Guild Wars 2, you could buy legendaries, which are as powerful as anything else in the game, but it's not the only way to get them. And Ascended has just as much power, just doesn't have the ease, doesn't have the cool graphics or the quality of life. Yes, I've always felt the same way, that I am fine with real money in systems, generally speaking, because at least, even if it's, even if there are those who are still buying buying currency from shady websites and the like, at least if I'm going to do it, or some portion of the community is going to do it, at least it's going to be going to the developers. Yeah, I agree completely. So when I first saw it in EVE, I was fine with it. I'm fine with it in WoW. Although it does feel a little dirtier in WoW, if that makes sense. For whatever reason. And Guild Wars 2 has had it since launch, and I'm fine with it there. I've never exchanged gems for gold in Guild Wars 2. I have on a couple occasions where I had a few gems short of buying something with gems from the gem store. I have used gold to buy gems and then use that to buy an item from the gem store. I played it for 2 weeks, maybe 3, and it just didn't grab me that much. I don't know why. And I'm going to say something that will make WoW players perhaps violently ill. As far as the stories go for the individual maps in the last 2 expansions, the Shadowland map stories were much better. Vastly better. The overall arcing story of Shadowlands was dreadful. But the individual stories for each map were really quite good. The ones in Dragonflight felt really vanilla to me. The exception being the Centaur map. The map where you had to work with the Centaur tribes. That storyline was better.
Well met.
I got any more goodies that I can use? No, just stuff to sell, I guess. What do we have next? Galdrani's Vial. Is that there? Yeah, okay. That's where I was, and it didn't occur to me to actually double check and see what I was doing, and I blew it. I played the Timeless Isle a bunch, and I did none of it in Dragonflight, none of their new equivalent. I really enjoyed the Timeless Isle in in Pandaria. How about we fill that up? I thought that was really well done content. In that it was, open world-ish. And in that way, in sort of a more condensed version of what you can do to some degree in Guild Wars 2. Oh, I'm an inveterate alt-whore. Absolutely. There are 9 classes in Guild Wars 2. Each has 3 elite specializations. This means I am psychologically incapable of not having 27 characters in Guild Wars 2. With an additional character slot for key farming. I have an alt account. It has 9 characters, 1 of each class, and another slot for key farming. I may have a problem. I did really enjoy the Timeless Isle.
Well
That's
met.
the thing, though, about with WoW, for instance, is it's the gear item. It's the gear level chase, the item level chase, and it constantly is going up. And over the years, I think that's why I play WoW a lot less and play a lot more Guild Wars 2. In Guild Wars 2, I can choose to do the activities I find fun, knowing exactly what value I may get out of them, whether it's fun or fashion or gold or whatever. And I can choose the stuff I do with fun. And if nothing really appeals to me right now, I don't feel this pull, this constantly get dragged back to the game to chase an item level the way you do in WoW. Thing is, I completely, when I'm in the game, like WoW, I get the scratch in the back of my brain going, ooh, I want more gear. I want more gear. Give me a higher level. Make number go up. Make number go up. And you get it, and you get the little bzz of brain chemicals that feels good, and I still get that too. Stud of bugbear bones. Well, I'm pretty studly, but it's got nothing to do with bugbears. Although maybe it does with bones, if you know what I mean. There is an advantage to the older games. As an older guy, they tend to play at a slightly more deliberate pace, which is good. Mechanics tend to be more familiar, although that's not necessarily true. And there are some previously mostly dead games that are still out there. Star Wars Galaxies, City of Heroes, being a couple of them. Oh, Warhammer Age of Reckoning. There are private servers out there for those. And being able to play those games, which I played sort of in my gaming heyday, is a big pull. And I know for some people, playing them because they never got a chance to play them when they were live is also a significant pull. I have a stud of bugbear bones. Combat skills. I'm gonna lose some resistances, but fine. I lost 10 resistances, but I'm stronger and deadlier, and I'm really dangerous. I'm dangery. I never played the EverQuest Online Adventures, but I know it holds a place in a lot of gamers' hearts. There are games where a lot of people have fond memories of, but that's about it. I know that game, there were a lot of people who just freaking loved it. Not just fond memories. They loved it. 10 granite beetle carapaces. Looking for granite beetles. They're over here somewhere, I think. Crag plumes. Well, they've got the little feather next to them, appropriately, since they have wings. So I have to kill them for some reason. I don't even have to know why I've got to kill them, but I've got to kill them. Cragplume aviac feathers. I have 2 different quests for their feathers, it looks like. Well, that's convenient. You hit on the key factors I've been saying for years. The main factor required for those kind of communities to thrive is the servers have to be small. And that's no longer realistically possible for any of the more contemporary MMOs, because you don't want to build a game to have a bunch of small servers. You want to have a big, successful game. And yeah, I have seen what, the difference between a good, focused, unified community can provide and, what most games get, which isn't that. At one point I was talking with my old WoW buddies, and I kind of poo-pooed the idea of community. And they went into the lengths that, for them, that community actually mattered. And it was a lot more than I thought. So I have sort of changed my tune on community in games. I mean, certainly, my guild, I was close with my guild, and that improved the game. But the larger community, I had poo-pooed for a long time. I no longer do after my friends enlightened me as to what it meant. Back in the vanilla days of WoW. And yeah, I noticed in retrospect that because some of the guys I gamed with would group up with other guilds when they had, a spot in their raid, they needed a raid spot filled, say. I was not a particularly good player, but some of the guys in my guild were bonkers good. And so they would get, they would get asked to fill in other groups' raids. And there were a couple cases where I received deference from other guilds because of my guild tag. They would, I would get asked if I was interested in, filling in for a raid or something. And I did in a couple of cases. When I wasn't really good enough to justify being, tagging along on a Molten Core raid. I did save the raid, though. I was the off tank, and the main tank died, and I yoinked threat from the mob as it was charging the healers. I lasted about 3 whacks before the healers rezzed him, and I was dead. But I saved the wipe. Prevented the wipe. So the community that you would get on those smaller servers was a huge deal. It really was. Because you also get the accountability. I mean, I would get I was held in some higher esteem because of my really good guildmate players. But if you were a dick, well, that would bear a price. Your name would get known that you were a dick, and you wouldn't get invited to stuff. Yeah, accountability. If you behave like a dick, nobody's going to want to play with you anymore. You know, and in my case, if you play with a few really, really, really good players regularly, well, people are going to assume you're probably good too. Spoiler, wasn't. Doomp, doomp, doomp. But every time I see a post on Reddit where people are complaining, games don't seem to be social anymore. Whatever happened to the way it used to be? Well, the servers aren't small. And that's not the entirety of it, but that's a really good-sized chunk. One more granite beetle. Just one more. I was afraid I'd exterminated them all. Not quite yet. Soon. Oh, no, no, no. No, no. No. I'm about to plummet. Possibly to my death. I'm about to plummet. To my death. I have one of my current guildies, Guild Wars Latro guildies, who has a gift for doing exactly what I did. And his delight at what I just did will be boundless. So that was not intentional on my part. I plummeted rather a lot. And I ended up all the way over here where I haven't been yet. I think that was just axing the... Joan Dorn Klingkor? Is that the one? Yeah, okay. We will temporarily remove that. Yeah, the friend of mine is notorious for, if there's a cliff and he doesn't do it intentionally, he will fall off. And now, evidently, so will I. I think I'm being tracked by a monkey. I was looking for one more beetle, just one more beetle. Is it? If you could link it here. I will give the link to him. He will get an enormous kick out of it. Or does that just show up in my standard links? I never... Standard clips, I mean. Clipping is something that's been done a few times around these parts, but not a lot. Oh, it's trying to... let's see. It's getting asterisked. Let's see. How do I allow URLs? Crap. Just go ahead and PM me, I guess. Yeah, I don't know how to how to allow URLs off the top of my head, so I'm going to be calling it shortly. I don't want to sort of dig into that. It should just show up in my clipped though, right? I think. I think it does too.
Hello.
I'm going to head down. I'm going to repair my gear, having just plummeted. Mender. Thark Keycairn. Thank you. Thank you very much. Repair all items for 2 silver, 3 copper. Oh, let's go ahead and sell some crap too while we're here. He only repairs. Right. He only repairs. He's the trader. Although not much of a trader when all he sells is rotten mountain fruit. Really. That's not a good look. Sell the stack. Advanced woodworker. Sells for 13 silver. That's my old neck. I have a sneeze coming. Got it muted in time, so you didn't have to hear me sneeze. There we are. I assume that that at least the sell prices are always the same, but I don't know that. Otherwise, it would seem like people would find a way of gaming it, so to speak. Pardon me, yawn. And as a developer, you want to keep the options for people gaming the system to a minimum. Because otherwise, someone will find some way to leverage it for infinite money, and there goes your economy. So I think I'm going to call it here. This is a good break place. Where the break was all of my bones from falling off a cliff. You may have heard that from there. I expect I should be back tomorrow at my usual time of 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. I think more EverQuest 2, almost said Guild Wars 2. I'm still enjoying EQ2. Who knows how long it'll last? One day? Almost certainly. A week? Maybe? Longer than that? I don't know. I'm playing this whole thing by ear, guys. So I hope you had some fun tonight. I will be back tomorrow. Knock on wood. I hope you had some entertainment value, and hopefully you will see me soon. Have a great Tuesday night. Tomorrow's hump day, and after that, it's all downhill to the weekend. I will catch you next time. Have a great night tonight. Take care, and Ciao for now. Good night, guys.